All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're taking a deep dive into an ultimate cinematic reality. One that could have been.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
We're talking Quentin Tarantino directing a James Bond flick.
No way, really.
Yeah, specifically Casino Royale.
Whoa, that's kind of out there, isn't it? I mean, Tarantino and Bond, those two worlds, they don't exactly scream match made in heaven.
Exactly. That's what makes this deep dive so juicy. It's all about exploring the what if. Yeah. What if Tarantino, the king of stylized violence and snappy dialogue, had gotten his hands on the world's most famous secret agent?
All right, you've got my attention. So where do we even begin with this? Was this like a real thing or just some Hollywood fantasy?
It was definitely a real thing. Back in the 90s, Tarantino was hot off Pulp Fiction, and he was vocal about his love for Bond. He even pitched his idea to the Bond producers.
But they didn't go for it, right? I mean, Tarantino's style is pretty distinct.
You got that right. But here's the thing. It wasn't just any Bond film Tarantino wanted to do. It was Casino Royale.
Oh, interesting. Ian Fleming's first Bond novel. That's the one that kind of set the stage for everything, right?
Exactly. And back then, Casino Royale was considered pretty much unfilmable. It's got this Cold War backdrop, a super intricate plot, and
And that ending?
oh yeah, that ending.
Brutal.
Let's just say it's a far cry from the Bond we're used to. You're the one who always gets the girl and sips some martinis.
Talk about a tonal shift. I mean, could you even imagine audiences back then, used to their suave, charming Bond, suddenly being confronted with that kind of darkness?
That's what's so fascinating. Tarantino wasn't shying away from any of it. In fact, he wanted to lean into the rawness of the original novel. Imagine a Casino Royale set in 1964 with narration, just like the book.
Oh,
It would be like watching a Bond film and then suddenly, bam, you're in a scene from Reservoir Dogs.
the clash of styles. Huh, that's something else.
But you know what? Tarantino's idea actually had a huge impact on the Bond fandom. Oh yeah. His comments about wanting to direct Casino Royale sparked all sorts of online discussions and debates. People started talking about a more authentic, less polished Bond. A Bond who's flawed and vulnerable.
So you're saying Tarantino's vision, even though it never made it to the screen, maybe influenced the direction the Bond franchise eventually took.
It's definitely something to think about. I mean, look at the 2006 Casino Royale with Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah. Much grittier, more realistic.
Exactly. And even though it wasn't directed by Tarantino, it's hard to deny that there are some parallels there. Maybe, just maybe, those online discussions sparked by Tarantino's vision helped pave the way for the Bond we see today. A Bond who's less about gadgets and quips and more about raw emotion and consequence.
Huh. That's a pretty fascinating thought. So in the end, Tarantino's Casino Royale never happened, but its legacy lives on in ways we might not even fully realize.
That's the beauty of these what-if scenarios, isn't it? They make us question what could have been, how different things might have turned out. And in this case, it leaves us wondering, what if Tarantino had directed Casino Royale? Would it have been a masterpiece, a disaster, or something in between?
A cinematic mystery for the ages.
A mystery indeed. But hey, who knows? Maybe somewhere in an alternate universe, Tarantino's Casino Royale is playing to a packed house.
And Bond is ordering a $5 shake.
And leaving a hefty tip.
Yeah.
Until next time, folks, keep exploring those alternate realities.
And keep those what ifs coming.